Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're back, welcome back. Today, I am here with a post review of one of my most recently completed projects. And this is a kit from Diamond Art Club. And while I don't normally do post reviews of Diamond Art Club kits because the quality tends to be a bit more consistent, this one I made quite a lot of changes to. And when I floated the idea in one of my recent whip-in chats, a lot of you guys really wanted to see a post review on this so that I could share a little bit more in depth about how and what changes I decided to make and my whole process behind that. But let me get into some of the basics first. So this is the absolutely stunning Pride. Now this is a piece that has been licensed from JoJo's Arts. Diamond Art Club does license several of his pieces and does a really, really lovely job of rendering them. Now, obviously, I cannot quite get this entire piece in frame, but I will try to go ahead and insert a picture here that I took of the entire piece in all of its glory so that you can see that for yourselves. So, can we just marvel at it for a moment because this kit is glorious. And yes, I know, you saw I had it rolled with the drills facing in. It was just a more dramatic reveal that way, all right? And it's a round drill kit, and with Diamond Art Club's quality, no drills have fallen off, no damage has been done. So as far as the sort of stats on this kit, this was 112 by 56 centimeters, so obviously a bigger one. It had 49 colors and round drills, and was on poured glue, which is how Diamond Art Club does all of their kits. Now, there was a fair amount of both color blocking and confetti in this piece. You can see probably how some of the colors are blocked. Yes, there was a decent amount of color blocking, which just means the ability to really use a multi-placer because it's a whole lot of one color in a small area. The drill quality, the rendering, the drill field, the glue itself, everything about this canvas was excellent quality. And that's very consistent with Diamond Art Club, particularly their round drills. So this, for me, was what I refer to as one of my rainy day kits. And what I mean by that is that I have a few different kits in my stash that have either some kind of sentimental or special meaning to me, or I absolutely adore the artwork and I want to sort of like savor it and build the anticipation and excitement of working on one of these kits. And I want to save it for something special, or if I'm going through a rough time and need something to sort of cheer me up, I might pull out one of my rainy day kits. This was one of those, largely because of the beautiful colors in it, the artwork. I love the dragon so much, and I just love the overall tone and just what feels like the message of this piece. But I was going through a really rough time, and I still am struggling a little bit in my personal life and desperately needed one of my rainy day kits, and this was just calling out to me. I participated in a couple of events with this kit, and that was actually one of the things that nudged me to pull this one out. So first, this actually qualified for the event Punked Out Diamonds, hosted by Punks and Crafts. Knox is their name. And this was also eligible for the Fun Never Ends Diamond Paint-Along, hosted by Miss Crochet and Coffee and Rachel Ray, which just called for any kit with rainbow colors or other colors in any of the LGBTQIA+ flags. So obviously this one qualified. I did start it towards the end of June, so it was also in honor of Pride Month for me, and I finished it a week or two into July. I want to say that I worked on this kit for maybe 2.5-ish weeks, so it went quickly and I was loving working on it, so I spent a lot of time on it. I thought the size was really appropriate for this kit. I don't feel like it was too big. I think if they would have gone any smaller, we would have lost detail. And if we would have gone any larger, it would have been even more overwhelming. So let me talk about the one key thing that I was a little bit disappointed with this kit. And that is that it only had 2 ABs charted. And to be completely honest with you, I thought that they were kind of odd choices and kind of odd placement. So, for example, let me see if we're in frame here. So here you can see a little bit of sparkle. There's this blue AB, this like light blue AB. I want to say that is, that was 138 was the code that they used for that one. And it's just kind of like, it's above the fish here. It's kind of randomly behind the tiger. There may have been a little bit in her hair that was charted. And there was a little bit in the parrot's wings here. I know, so I'll fold it up. And then the other one that was charted was this pale pink AB. And the only place that I found the pale pink AB was a little bit in her profile. And then here, just right here. Again, like under the colors, like it just was kind of behind her and here. I don't know, you guys, no shade to Diamond Art Club because I love Diamond Art Club kits, but I just thought this was a missed opportunity. Like, look at the glorious rainbow of colors in this piece and how vibrant and colorful this piece is. This needs more color. Now, I am not usually one to do color swaps and add enhancements to my kits because for me, a lot of the process of diamond painting that is enjoyable for me is the ability to just follow the chart. It lets me decompress and lets my brain sort of process and calms my anxiety, and just the extra work and thought and effort that has to go into choosing what kinds of enhancements you might want to add, it's not as enjoyable for me as it is for a lot of other people. I love seeing how other people do theirs, but for me, it's the exception rather than the rule that I'm going to add enhancements to my kit. What are enhancement drills, by the way? So if you're newer to diamond painting, enhancements are things like instead of placing the regular drills as charted and as provided by a company, you might choose to buy some AB drills or some sparklers or some crystals or any kinds of special drills, like non-traditional drills, and swap out the regular drills for some of these extra sparkly drills just to elevate a painting even more. I also tend to be conservative about adding enhancements because for me, I worry about adding too many enhancements, taking away from the overall effect of the kit, or even diminishing like the artwork as it was created by the artist, but that's entirely a personal preference. You diamond paint how you want to diamond paint, but this was just one of those kits where I could not resist. So I made there were a couple of key areas that I added swaps for. So here's what I looked at, what I took into consideration when I decided I was gonna add a lot more bling to this kit. So first, I looked at this and thought two things. One, where do I want to draw attention to? When I look at this piece, where is my eye drawn to? What are the focal points? What are the areas that just a little bit of extra sparkle could be so beautifully elevated? The other thing that I like to think of when I am doing ABs and when I look at how companies typically chart ABs is I tend to look at it as where is the light glinting off of? Even though there's not like literally a light source in this artwork, there's still an idea of like perspective and like where the light is coming from. And so where would the light naturally glint off of and catch your eye? So those two things came into play with this piece quite a bit. So first, over here in the dragon's scales. So in here, charted in the dragon scales, which let me bring you down so you can see. So here in the dragon scales, these were all charted as just basic white ABs. I think 3865 was the DMC code. But I was kind of hearkening back to, yes, I just said hearkening back, to the many Randall Spangler kits I've worked on from Diamond Art Club that have like those little dragonlings or draglings, little baby dragons. And very, very often, though not always, very often, Diamond Art Club will chart these really pretty lime green ABs to go on the edges of their scales, again, where you imagine the light glinting off of. So I had a ton of leftover white ABs from, honestly, past Diamond Art Club kits, because they're generally generous with their ABs. And so I decided I am just going to add white ABs on the edges of this dragon scales, basically almost wherever, not every spot, but almost wherever there was just called for a very plain white drill. I really like the overall effect. I think white ABs are actually relatively subtle. And like I said, I kept some of the solid white like in here, and I tried to just make the ABs be part of the scales. But again, I thought that the overall effect, there you can see a little bit of the sparkle better there. I do think it was really nice, and I had it go all the way through here and here as well. This was, again, one of those cases where I actually just pulled from my spare drill stash from past projects. I didn't have to order any ABs for this, but if I had wanted to, I could have looked at this and just seen, okay, I want to add some white ABs, and could have gone to, well, in this case, for this project, I got everything from DP with sparklers that I ordered separate from my stash. Again, these were leftover white ABs from past Diamond Art Club kits. I think 141 is the DMC code they use for it. But yeah, so you could just go and look for white ABs, and that should be pretty easy to find and order. Now, let me show you the other area that I suppose there's two more areas that I really enhanced quite a bit. So, firstly, and if you saw me post about this on Instagram, I included video, but I want to go into some detail here again about what my thought process was. When I first unboxed and really got into this kit, I remembered thinking, oh my goodness, this art palette that she has, this paint palette that she has, what if all of these paints and the colors sort of misting off of it with a really magical, like ethereal vibe, what if those were all ABs? Literally all ABs. So what I ended up doing was that I spent some time just looking at the canvas in these areas. I noted the different symbols that were charted for these different paint colors. And I just made a list where I was like, okay, the blues were these colors, the greens were these DMCs, the reds were these DMCs, yellows, oranges, so on and so forth. There were quite a lot. Then what I decided to do was okay, I'm going to do a full swap. I'm not just going to add them here and there. I am literally going to take these colors and do an entire swap. There are no regular drills in any of these paint colors. I kept her skin and like the wood, what I imagine are like the wood parts of the palette, like that are not the paint truly. I kept those as regular drills because I wanted this to stand out. I wanted to be very clear that these ABs are the paint and this sort of magical mist that's coming off of it. Now, there were a couple of ways that I then decided to handle this. There are a couple of different places, a couple of different shops that you can order ABs from. I chose to order mine from DP with sparklers because I've had really positive experiences with the owner, Tima, and I like supporting her shop. So what I did is I went over to her website and I pulled up all of the round ABs, and what I did was I went through and looked to see if she had any exact matches to the DMCs, the DMC codes, the color codes that these called for. For maybe about half of them, or a little more than half, she did have exact DMC matches for this kit. For the others, even if there wasn't an exact match, I think there are even resources online where you can look at like what is the closest DMC color to, or what are similar DMC colors to this DMC color. Instead, to be honest with you, I kind of just eyeballed it. And I also had the chance to make use of this really amazing sample pack that I'd purchased from her a few months back. So let me actually grab that and I want to show you what that looked like. So I have this binder where I keep my special drills and ABs and enhancement drills. And in here I had put in this sample set that I had gotten from DP with Sparklers a while back. It came with, I think, between 40 and 50 colors, and it's a variety pack. I think she has them for both round and square drills. I got them just in round, and they're these small bags that have a few hundred of these different ABs in them. If you actually go to her website and you are ordering a specific AB, you're going to get a bigger bag like this with a lot more drills in it. She has the exact numbers on her website, and I just don't remember them off the top of my head. But for the colors that I did not have exact matches for, as far as looking on her website and seeing what was available to order, what I would do is I would take the original drill color and I would hold it up against, like if I had a red, you know, I would look at the regular drill color and hold it up to the different reds or oranges, you know, if it was an orange, the oranges that I had here in my little sample set. And that actually saved my baking quite a bit, because what ended up happening is I made a mistake when I was writing down all the DMCs that I needed, and I forgot to order a couple of colors. And oh, here's actually the list that I had written out. So here was the original list I had written out where I was like, okay, red, this is the DMC that was the regular color, was 900. DP with Sparklers did not have an AB in DMC 900, but 666 looked like it was close enough. 720, there was an exact match for it. I know I'm not expecting you to decipher how I did my notes, but I'll just try to show it to you for what my process looked like. But, you know, they didn't have 3853, but 740 was close enough. So that's how I went about it, but I managed to forget, like if you look at this, there's no yellow on this list. Somehow I forgot to include yellow. So I was really glad that I had that big sample set, because then what I was able to do was pull out the yellows in that set, or any of the yellow round ABs that I have, which happen to be these, and I just held up the regular drills to them and made a choice for which I wanted to swap it for. And honestly, I think it worked out okay. Like, I think this really still turned out beautifully. Now, I think that the sample set could also be a really helpful way to go, because it could be kind of cost effective, because I had plenty in the sample bags to do like full color swaps of these yellows. Granted, it's not like there was a ton of them, but it still worked out just fine. So I'll be sure to link to those sample sets. I think that she doesn't necessarily always have them in stock, but I'm really, really, really happy that I grabbed one of those. Anyway, like I said, I'm really happy with this overall color swap. I think that it just makes this look absolutely magical. Absolutely magical. I love it. Now, if I were to go back and kind of do this kit over again, I would probably do a swap here and maybe even in the fish, because like she actually is painting this. You can't really see it, sorry. Since she's basically painting this fish into existence, I wonder if making this AB, or at least the yellow AB, would look nice for the artwork, but I didn't do that. All right, so there was one more section that I decided to enhance, and this had yet another different approach. So when one of my approaches was to look at how can I enhance this kit as far as where's my eye drawn to? What do I want to accent and highlight? And when I thought highlight, I thought I want to add rainbow highlights to her hair. When I looked at if I wanted to do like a full color swap in her hair versus highlighting, I just thought that a full color swap would almost be distracting, and I thought that adding it more like highlights could be really pretty. So I just sort of freehand picked sections. I was like, okay, I'm gonna swap out this line of red drills. I'll swap out this section of purple. I tried to space it out a little bit so that it felt like kind of more organic highlights. And I had it going all the way up through her hair, including up here. You can see that extra glint there in the blue there, and then here in the purple as well. And you know, for something that I essentially freehanded, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I also changed out her rainbow heart earring for ABs as well. But again, this was just an area where I had looked at the charted colors, which a lot of the symbols and charted colors here match the ones in the paint palette down there. I was able to just use those same ABs and swap out for highlights. And like I said, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I think that just really did elevate the painting a bit more. So let me pull you back out to a distance, and I want to talk just a little bit more about this process and this kit. Something that I really did find helpful to do as I was doing these swaps, particularly when I was working on her hair and adding highlights, is I made sure to every so often, after I'd place a set of, you know, a color of AB drills, I stepped back and I tried to look at the piece as a whole and decide, does the enhancements that I've chosen to add, do those really elevate this the way that I sort of have in my head? Do I think that it is enhancing the piece nicely, or is it distracting to me? Just is this personal taste? So that really helped guide me through choosing where to place the ABs and the highlights of her hair. And also in some of these areas where I got a little bit confused occasionally on like which parts of this were the palette and which were the paint, and same with her skin, because I didn't want to AB her skin because I wanted there to be this distinct contrast where this is really the paint and the magical mist here is really popping. But like I said, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I don't always love every second of working on a kit, but I just was soaking up every moment of working on this kit. It was a joy to work on. It was really nice that like it's Diamond Art Club quality, so I wasn't running into issues with that. I was able to just sit back and enjoy the kit and enjoy the fun and the effect of adding all of these beautiful ABs in here. All right, my friends, I hope that kind of explained a little bit better what my approach and my process for adding enhancements looked like. Again, my thought was to consider, where do I want to draw attention in this painting, and where do I think of the light sort of naturally glinting off of? And those are just the kind of things that I try to keep in mind. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you the kind of person that loves to add enhancements and do AB drill swaps or special drill swaps in your kits? Or are you like I usually am and you're like, I just am going to place everything the way that it was charted? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And if you do like to add enhancements, what is your process like? What do you like to keep in mind when you're picking out how to enhance a painting? I'd also love to hear just generally your thoughts on this kit. Is this one that you have in your stash or have completed yourself? I believe at the time of this filming that it is available, that this kit is available for pre-order on the Diamond Art Club website. If you are brand new to Diamond Art Club and are looking to make a purchase, I am an affiliate for Diamond Art Club and I have a discount code for 15% off down in the description. And if you'd like to save a little bit of money while also contributing to and supporting my channel at the same time, you're more than welcome to use that, but you are never ever obligated to do so. I would just encourage you to keep a lookout for other discount codes, even if they're not affiliate codes, because I really feel like Diamond Art Club doesn't want you to pay full price for any of their kits. So keep that in mind. But anyway, I think that about wraps this video up, but I hope that you enjoyed watching this post review and going along the ride with me, going on this journey with me with this rainy day kit of mine. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up before you head on about your day. And if you're not already subscribed and would like to see more diamond painting content like this and tutorials and unboxings and whatnot, feel free to hit the subscribe button. And you can even hit the bell to be notified when I share new videos or go live or what have you. All right, my friends, I hope you have a really wonderful week and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.